Okay, data types in JS. So the data types JavaScript variables can hold JavaScript variables hold many data types like numbers, strings, okay, and bool and float. Next, array data types and object data types. Okay. So this JavaScript data types is very important concept in JavaScript. This is very important concept. In JS. So the JavaScript data types are used to create JavaScript variables. Okay. Data types are used to create variables. Okay, different variables. To store the information. Here, numbers, strings, boolean, and float, array, object data types. These are the important data types available in JavaScript. First of all, if you want to create integer data type variables, so you have to write like integer. A is the variable name and equal to, and 10 or whatever it is. If you want to create string data type variable where name equal to something, Harsha. Okay, string data types. For string data types, we can use integer, single quotes or double quotes here. So we can use single quotes or double quotes. Array variable we can create like my array equal to square bracket. We have to use square bracket, and within these square brackets we have to write multiple values. So arrays are used to store multiple values within a single variable, like city names, HYD, Chennai, Pune. So like this. For object data types, we have to create like obj is a variable name, and we have to use flower brackets. Object data types is name and value pairs. That is, name is the first name, is the field name, and here is the value, and second one last name colon h. Okay, for object data type variables, name and value pairs is the name of the value and this is the value. And second one is for multiple values we have to give comma. Okay, we have to separate with comma. To get the values, to display values from array, okay, particular value, so we need to use index value to get the particular value from array. So suppose I want to display all the values from array, so we have to write some loop, for loop. For loop and int I equal to 0, I less than my array dot length I plus plus. Okay, and console dot log my array of I. Okay, so it will display all values from array variable. To get the particular value from array, so we have to use index, direct index value, my array of. To get the value Chennai from this array variable, so here we have to use index numbers. Array index start with 0. Okay, first of all in 0 index HYD, and Chennai 1 and Pune is the second position, so that we have to use 1 like this. To get the values from object data type, console dot log obj dot, if you want to get a first name, object dot first name. Okay, so it will display first name, or you will get only last name. Okay, like this. So here we can do one example on arrays and object data types. Already string and integer examples are completed. Add one HTML document. Arrays.html form. So here I'm take one button, input type equal to button, and value equal to get city names. Okay, so when you click on this button, display number of city names in the list. So here script tag and function. In my cities is the function name. Here I want to create array variable where my array equal to square brackets. In the square brackets we have to give multiple values. Okay, so arrays are used to store multiple values within single variable, and HYD, okay, and Pune, in Bangalore, Chennai, okay, Mumbai. So in array variable there is a 5 values for 5 city names. So I want to display these 5 cities names in the order list. Okay, order list or unordered list. Here I am creating so I want to display result within paragraph. Okay, ID P1. Here I am creating one more variable where result equal to, here I am creating HTML element order list OL. Okay, so result is the OL variable, OL value, and next for loop where I equal to 0 and I less than my array dot length. Okay, so length, you will get the array length. Okay, how many values is there in array, and next I plus plus, and after that you have to get the value from my array variable and add the result to result variable, so that result variable and plus equal to, okay, plus equal to means we are adding additional content to the already existing content. Already OL is there in result variable, and next li tag is adding to the OL tag. My array of I, okay, and plus we have to close li tag, so that all values are added to the li element, and finally we need to close the OL tag. Result plus equal to OL, and after that display this result in paragraph. Document dot get element by ID P1 dot inner HTML equal to result. Okay, so run this example. So, and one more thing is we have to call this function name in button click event on click function name. So run this example. So you will get the result. Okay, HYD Pune, Bangalore, Chennai, and Mumbai. So 5 values is there. So reading the data, reading the values from my array variable, okay, one by one, and adding li tag, like a list item tag, to the already existing OL tag, and finally closing OL tag. This result is displaying in paragraph. You can go to inspect and see here. In paragraph, OL tag is there. So if you want to get only particular value from array variable, so you need to directly give the index value. Input type equal to button and value get city, second city or third city. On click my function. So here same function we can use here. You can comment this code and my array of. So you want to display second index value. Okay, send second index city, so that HYD is the 0 index and Pune first and second Bangalore, so that second index is the Bangalore. Okay, so we have to get the values like this from array. If you want to get the all values from array, so you have to use for loop. Otherwise, only for single value directly you have to give the index value. And this is the array example. And next one is object data type. Create one HTML document. Object data types. Okay, and here also same. So we can take one button, input type equal to button, and value display employees. Okay, we can display multiple employees names. Okay, 2-3 employees names in the table format. Display employees and on click my function is the function name, and next script tag, and next function my function. Okay, and for result, for display result, we can use paragraph or development. Okay, anything we can use. ID equal to div1. For example, we have 4 employees or 3 employees names. Okay, employees equal to, for multiple employees names we have to use square bracket. In the square bracket, for each employee use separate flower brackets. Okay, in the first flower bracket, first name. Okay, so we can use single quotes or double quotes for string variables. Prasad, and the last name, and here a first employee, and email, prasad@gmail.com. Okay, and second employee, first name Harish, comma, last name, colon, single quote for last name H, and comma, email, colon, harish@gmail.com. And two employees names is there. And for third employee, we can use another flower bucket. First name Sandeep, and comma, last name yes, email. Gmail.com. Okay, so see this here, one object data type variable. In this variable, so we have three employees names. Okay, so I want to display these employees in the table format. So here also we can use for loop for where I equal 0 and I less than employees dot length and I plus plus. So here we need to create table result variable. We can create HTML table. Okay, in this table, so we have rows and columns. Okay, tr, in this tr we need to give the first name, last name and email, tds. Okay, column names. Okay, first name and second column last name and third column email. Okay, so first row completed. Okay, first row we are displaying only column names. Okay, header names, and from second row onwards we need to create multiple rows for how many employees is there, so automatically it will generate the rows. And result plus equal to tr next td. Okay, in first td, so we have to display first name, so that so here employees dot I dot first name, then second td last name, employees of I dot last name, and next third td third column email, employees of 5 dot email. Okay, in second row we are generating multiple rows in for loop. Okay, here we are generating multiple rows, and close this result, and finally we have to close the table. Result plus equal to table tag, and next finally document dot get element by id div1. Okay, id of the div tag, and dot inner html equal to result. So run this example. So click on this button. So table format, employees are displaying. Okay, first name, last name, email, and here is the multiple rows is created. But in code we are created only single row. But in runtime it will generate them multiple rows. Okay, how many employees is there? So that number of rows is created. Okay, first row we are created for column names. From second row onwards, that automatically created. Okay. And next we can write some css for table border collapse, and next table td. Okay, borders for table, border 1 pixel border, solid, and black color borders. So click on this button, so it will get the borders for table. And this is the object data type variable example. Suppose if you want to get only particular employees names, only single employee names, first name or last name, so you will get, you have to write directly uh, index for object value, input type equal to button, and value get second employee. Okay, on click my function 1. Okay, so another function name my function 1. So you can copy this object. So I want to display second employee. Okay, second employee means the Harish information I want to display. So document get element by id div1 dot inner html equal to employees of. So this is the first index, first employee, and this is the second index. Okay, index is the 1, index value 1. So employees of 1 dot first name and last name employees of 1 not last name. Okay, it will display first name and last name. Okay, Harish H. And next, so if you want to know the length of the object, so directly to get the length of the object, okay, how many values is there, to find out employees dot length. Okay, you will get the result of 3, this employee object length. Okay, 3. Yeah, 3 values is there. So for array also same, array dot length. Okay, you will get the length of array. Okay, 5 values is there. So these are the data types, array data type and object data types. And one more thing is string data type. So these strings are used to store and manipulate the text. String data types. Strings are used to store and manipulating text. Okay, we can edit and store the string values into the string variable. So we can create string variables, okay, string data types, by using single quotes or double quotes. For example, where x equal to, so if you use single quotes or double quotes, it will become a string variable. Okay, this is JS class, a string variable. To find out the length of the string, here also length property is available. Okay, x dot length property to use find out the length of the string variable. For example, in this I'm creating only string variable. Variable x equal to, this is Javascript class. Okay, to find out the length of this string variable, so directly you can use x dot length, x dot length. So run this example. Okay, 24 characters is there in this string variable. Okay, to dynamically you find out the string length, take one input text box, type equal to text box and placeholder string value and id, txt name. To find out the length of the string, whatever you enter in this text box. So for this, document dot get element by id, txt name dot value. Okay, to read the data from text boxes, so we have to use value. Okay, to apply the value to the text box also, so we have to use value variable, value keyword. And to apply the content to the paragraph or div element, so we have to use inner html. Okay, inbox. Okay, here 5 characters is there, inbox. And so anything you can use the value and click on this button, you will get the result, the length of this string value. Okay, so these are the data types: string, object and array, integer, boolean and float values. And next important concept is events in JavaScript. Okay, so user actions. Events in JavaScript. So events are user actions. User actions. Okay. So we can do something on the browser when you click on the button or any HTML element. So JavaScript execute the code when event are detected. JavaScript execute the code, execute the code when event are detected. So for example, already on click event is there. Okay, so this is the button click event, on click. So when you click on this button, the JavaScript function is executed and give the result to the back. Okay, so like this, and multiple functions, multiple events is there. So all these are user actions, and the first one is the most important 15 events is on change event, and the second one is on click event. Third one is on mouse over. On mouse out, and fifth one is on key down. Sixth one is on load. Seventh one on context menu. context menu, and eighth one on double click, DBL click. Ninth one is on mouse enter, on mouse enter. And 10th one is on mouse leave. 11th one on mouse move. Next the 12th on mouse move, and 12th one is on mouse over. Next to 13 on mouse down, and 14th on mouse out, and 15th on mouse up. Okay, so and number of events is there. Okay, so these are the important events. To get to know the another event names, JavaScript events. Okay, go to Google and click on this event examples. Okay, so all these are events. Mouse events, on click on mouse on context menu and double click, mouse down, and keyboard events on key down, key press, key up. Okay, and frame and object events on error, on load, okay, on scroll, and form events on blur, on change, okay, on focus, and drag events. Okay, so these are the draggable events. And clipboard events, copy, cut, paste. Okay, uh, so practice these all events. So practice all these events. So first of all, you can continue with on change. On change event. So this event is executed when a user changes a selected option. This event execute a JavaScript function, JS function, when user changes the option of select element. Okay, so for example, so an example on change event, say add one HTML document on change. Okay, and take one drop down list, select option, select element, and option says value 0, and option is you can select you can give the city names, and second option is value 1, and third option value 2, value 3, value 4, okay. So these are the options in select element. Okay, so I want to know the selected value from this uh, element. Okay, I want to display selected value from these options in paragraph. I want to display selected result p1. Okay, skip the tag and next. So we have to use on change event for drop down list. Okay, select element on change. Okay, and my function. So okay, when you change the value in the drop down list, okay, in the select element, so you will display selected city name in the paragraph immediately. Function name is my function, and where my city equal to document dot get element by id. So here you can use id for drop down list ddl cities, and copy this id and paste here dot value, and next directly you can display selected city name in paragraph document dot get element by id p1 dot inner html equal to my city. If you want to display result in text box, okay, for example, so in this example we can take text box to display value in text box id txt result selected city, and close this text box. So we can use this text box id, paste here, and dot value. Okay, so now we are applying value to the text box so that we are using value, and run this example. So already Hyderabad is the selected value, first option. Okay, and I want to select Delhi. Okay, so here value is displaying. Okay, for Delhi value 3. To display text in text box, here values also we have to give like this same. Okay, so now you can select the values. The selected value is displaying in text box. Okay, so this is the function is executing when you change the value in drop down list. Okay, so on change we have to use the event. On change event we have to use for this. And to give the default selected value Delhi. So if you want to select the default value Delhi, so you have to give selected equal to selected attribute and selected value, so that Delhi is the default selected value. So if you run the refresh the page, by default Delhi is selected. Okay, so if you want to select the default value Bangalore, give this attribute selected attribute equal to selected value. Okay, so Bangalore is the selected value by default value. So whatever it is, so you can use this selected attribute to select the default selected value. And next one is on click is already completed. And next on mouse over. On mouse over event is executed JavaScript function when moving the mouse pointer onto any element. With this event execute JavaScript function when moving the mouse pointer, moving the mouse pointer onto any HTML element. Okay, so for example, on mouse over, on mouse over event. For example, so I want to apply the CSS styles to the HTML elements when our mouse pointer enter to an HTML element. On mouse over, on mouse over. Okay, so for example, here div element is there, and there is some example content in this div. Okay, and I want to apply styles, text color and background color for div. So when our mouse pointer and enter into the div element, id equal to div1, script my function my over, okay, and document dot get element by id div1 dot style dot background color, okay, background color equal to gray color, okay, or you can give the uh, css color codes, okay, html color codes. Color codes, color codes like okay, so you can copy this color code and paste here. And next, text color, style dot color is the white color, and event is on mouse over equal to on mouse over equal to my over is the function. So just run this example. Okay, when our mouse pointer over on that particular div element, okay, background color is changed and text color white, okay. So when our mouse pointer leaves from div element, I want to remove the this background color and text color. For this, on mouse out, on mouse out, my out function, okay, remove, refresh this form, okay, see this. When our mouse pointer enter into an div element, so it will apply the background color and text color. When our mouse pointer leaves the div tag, okay, mouse pointer leaves the div. So when you leave the div tag, styles are removed, okay, and on mouse over and on mouse out and on click and on change, on mouse out, okay, this is the event execute js function. When your mouse moving the out of an element, mouse pointer moving out of HTML element. Okay, so these are the first on change and on click on mouse or on mouse out events examples. So today practice these events and tomorrow we can continue with on key down and the remaining events.